It's always a party at Patchworks. Let's get this party started. Woot woot. Hi everyone, this is Julie from Patchworks, and we are live tonight with our We Heart Tula Pink program. Yay! Is anyone watching tonight? Make sure to say hi, comment, like, so that we can know that you're here. And this is just super exciting to be sharing it live with you tonight. Of course, if you're not able to catch the whole thing, or if you tune in late, this is saved to our Facebook page and we will be transferring it to our YouTube channel. If you haven't gone to our YouTube channel, make sure to check that out and subscribe, because you can watch all of the series of each of our clubs as well as some bonus content with other tutorials on there. And you know, all Julie all the time could be just so much fun. Yay! So today we have a really exciting program for you. We are going to be talking about Nebula Block 4. We have a fun little project for you. And we also have some super exciting news, some great show and tell, and some fun Tula trinkets that we got into the shop that we want to share with you. So let's first look at the fabric pack that we have today. So we have 8 beautiful fabrics. If you are in our We Heart Tula Pink Club, you'll receive 8 fabrics every single month in either a fat 8th variety that is just enough to finish that month's block for the Nebula quilt, or you can use it in another project. If you love, love, love to collect and stash, you can upgrade that to a fat 1/4. And of course, if you must have it all, just give us a buzz and we can hook you up with half yards, full yards, or even bolt assortments of each of the 8 fabrics every single month. It is a combination of true colors, some homemade, and Tula solids. We do have all of the Tula solids back in stock, which is super exciting. So this month's fabrics are True Colors Pom-Poms in Petunia, Homemade Busy Fingers in Noon, and if you didn't know this, these hands are actually silhouettes of hands of Tula and her mom. How awesome is that? This is Tula Pink Solid Cerulean, Homemade Getting Snippy in Noon. Don't you just love that? I love the eyes. Over on the second colorway, we have True Colors Hexy in Flamingo, Homemade Getting Snippy in Morning. So you have the same print in 2 different colors in this pack. We have Tula Pink Solid Cajun and True Colors Wildflower in Tiger Lily. Beautiful fabrics to make 2 great blocks. And we are collecting all sorts of beautiful fabrics to make other assorted projects with as well. I know that some of you are making the Nebula quilt, and some of you just love the fabrics. The project that we'll show you is actually really great for all of your stash building collecting for that. So for block number 4, you can see it's made from hexagons and triangles, and I would say this is actually the easiest block so far. So I am super excited that we have that one to share with you, because it's in the middle of spring break. So happy spring break to all of you, and you have a nice easy project to work with. We have a new shape that we're going to be cutting today, which is the hexagon, and then we'll be turning the hexagons into the triangles, triangles into diamonds, and putting diamonds together to form a large diamond. Now this month is actually quite unique because we are debuting our block before the official Nebula drop, which is going to be next Tuesday. So our video is always the first Thursday of the month, which is typically after the first Tuesday, which is when Jaybird releases her block. But you have the full pattern. So if you are a member of the Patchworks Club, you can play along and be right on time with everyone this month. Yay! Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you how to cut a hexagon if you've never cut a hexagon before. I have gone ahead and prepared a strip of the homemade Busy Fingers, and I'm going to be using my hex and more ruler. So when I'm cutting my strip according to whatever size I need to be cutting it, what I will do, I just have this aligned here at the 4.5, just for ease of use here. So I have this cut. I need to first make my edge here. So I'm going to cut straight ahead and cut. And then what I'm going to do is that I'm going to rotate my strip and then align the back half of my hexagon here. And then I'm going to very carefully cut, stop, rotate my, move my rotary cutter and cut. Oftentimes what is very helpful is using the 28mm so that you will have less of the opportunity for an overcut. Then if you are cutting from a whole strip, you would want to repeat. So this is not a shape that you cut a whole bunch in a row. You do have to make both cuts each time. So pay attention to the pattern for the cutting. It is a little bit tricky for your cutting to make sure that you get all of the shapes that you need out of your fat eighth, because we don't want you to be sad. There is enough square inch fabric in each of your fat eighths, but you do want to cut it a very specific way so that you can get out all of the shapes that you need. To complete this shape, we are going to be putting triangles on each of the edges to assemble the block. And for each combination, you are going to have a triangle that matches the hexagon. So wherever this color hexagon is used, you're going to use the same color triangle. What I did is that I lined up all of my hexagons and I paired a triangle with it, okay? And then what I did is I sewed on one side of the triangle at a time. Now in this case, I only used the nubbed edge of a triangle on one side as directed in cutting. I did not go ahead and nub all 3 sides. So in this case, I would attach it right here, and you could go ahead and pin it. And if you had wanted to, you could even pin it using, oh, look at this, it's so amazing. You could align it and use your Tula Pink straight pin for having everything in place. Okay, so I will let you refer to Julie Herman's instruction and patterns for the rest, but I just wanted to share with you the basic cutting of a hexagon. And no matter what size of hexagon that you are going to be using, Julie Herman's Hex and More ruler is fabulous for being able to cut hexagons at the 2.5 inch, 4.5 inch, 6.5, or 8.5 inch size. It's a very useful tool and very easy to cut those hexagons from. So don't be afraid of them. When you are sewing your sections together, you will want to make sure that you align your intersections. It is actually pretty easy, and I'm going to take this off the wall here to be able to show you underneath the camera. I'll just put let's look overhead. So when you're aligning, when we are aligning things, these seams are going in the same direction on both sides, so you are able to line up each of these to be able to make sure your block lines up. The big trick would be this center part right here, and I'll flip this open. Okay, so to get the perfect center, and look, I did a pretty good job. You'll want to make sure you line that up. Okay, you can do it. I know you can. This is a nice block that you've already used a whole bunch, you've built a whole bunch of skills by putting together some of these other blocks, and so you have the skills to be able to do it, and I hope you enjoy this block. As you have been playing along with us, if you've been making the Nebula blocks, you know that there is fabric left over, and Julie has a special project for us at the end of the year that's included in the Nebula pattern, but you can also use some of your scraps along the way for making other things. Today, I want to be sharing with you this beautiful pillow, and I have used fabrics from a combination of months that we've had so far and paired it with some of the fairy dust in Dove. I got this block inspiration from, let's see if I can place it there, from the Free Spirit pattern available from their website, and it is the Floating Hearts quilt. So it's a beautiful rainbow array of fabrics here set in hearts, and I love this because not only is it multicolored, but it's kind of bargello-y. Okay, so I think I made a new adjective, and so what do I mean by bargello-y? Well, they start with, they've arranged their fabrics from 1 to through all the spectrum that they're using. And in heart number 1, they use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then in block 2, they use 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In block 3, they do 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, so on and so forth. So you can use the exact same colors they did here, or what you can do is you can create your own unique rainbow hearts, or you can just create your own array of a beautiful spectrum that you can use accordingly. In this particular selection, they used all true colors using the fairy dust in Dove for the background, and then using the tent stripe in Poppy on the diagonal to create a bias cut binding to finish it off. This is a very simple 2.5-inch strip quilt, which is really cool because if you like collecting pre-cuts, this is just a great pattern for that. I have created some step outs that we can look at to talk about how easy this project is to put together. So you're going to be using 6 different fabrics for each of the hearts that you're going to be using here. And so for 5 of the pieces, you are going to need 2.5-inch wide strips by 12.5 inches wide. You're going to go ahead and put them into a 5-strip set. I went ahead and did that. And then for the top part, the part where the heart top is, you actually use 2 different rectangles that come from 2.5-inch strips. They are 2.5 by 6.5 inches wide. You are going to be using connector corners, and I'm just going to quick grab my little square here that might have floated away. And so for the connector, you're going to use connector corners on the top of each of the rectangles. Okay, so let's look at the pillow here. You can see that this is a rectangle which has these triangles on the side there. That's formed by connector corners. So we're going to be putting the 2.5-inch squares on top of the rectangle. You're going to use your quick quarter ruler. You are going to draw a line down the center on each side, and then you are going to stitch. You are going to trim and press back. You'll repeat on the other side. Sew these two halves together and then attach to the bottom. Okay, so imagine this is together and this is a heart top. For the bottom part of the heart that forms a point, we are going to do a larger connector corner. So I have a 6.5-inch square here that I'm going to lay on the bottom corner of my strip set, and I'm going to use my larger quick quarter ruler here. My small quick quarter isn't quite big enough. If you only have a small one at home, you can go ahead and use your regular ruler and very carefully align it point to point. One of the reasons I really like the quick quarter ruler is that it can be very hard to determine where exactly this point is and keep it straight, whereas when you're using the quick quarter ruler, it forms that 90-degree angle and you can line it up perfectly, and then you can see on the slotted edge on the other side where your point comes out. Once again, you'll mark your center. You can stitch that line. Because there's a lot of extra waste, you can go ahead and save this extra bit to create a secondary half square triangle unit to use for something else if you wish. And then you'd repeat on the other side. To finish off this pillow, I framed it with 2.5-inch strips of the background fabric, and then on the back side I used another square of this beautiful fabric. I inserted the June Taylor zippity zipper, which is self-encased, so all you need to do is slide in that fabric, and I put the fabric on, I backed it with some fusible fleece to give it a little bit of stability in there. So you can just zip that on. Top stitch this here either with a straight stitch or with some sort of decorative stitch. And then to finish it off, look at this. Isn't this incredible? It is some really fun candy cane binding here that we did on the bias. So how many of you have ever made bias binding on your own? Has anyone? Okay. Well, I am going to share with you, and if you're a club member, I'm including some fun tips from Heather Mulder-Peterson, who has included or has posted some bias cut binding folding instructions here. For something like the pillow, you only need a small piece, and so we actually took a 18-inch square to start, okay? So you can use any square or any rectangle that you have, you would turn it into a square. If I'm going to be doing a bed-size quilt, I would start with like 1.25 yards, just so that I could get that square. For a small project like this, we are using a smaller piece. Okay, so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to fold it at the 45, or I'm going to fold it here at a 45-degree angle. All right. Then what I'm going to do is I am going to fold it up. It's like an origami class, okay? And then what I'm going to do, oh, this is really slick. I am going to fold this back down. Oh, look at that. So now we have a piece of fabric that will fit under your ruler, okay, so that we can cut, cut, cut. All right, so what we're going to do is I'm going to get 2 rulers. I am going to line up here on the base, straight edge here. I'm just going to butt my little small rotary mate ruler there. I'm going to make my straight cut. We're doing this live. I hope this works. Ha ha ha. You can be sweating for me. Okay, so now we are going to line up and do a 2.5 inch cut because I like to make my binding 2.5 inches wide. Cut. All right. Then I'm going to place my ruler here, 2.5 inches. Make sure that I am straight on the bottom, straight there. And then I'm going to make one more cut. I don't know if I'm going to need it for this project, but I'm just going to do one more time. Okay, so what do I have? I have diagonally cut beautiful pieces that I can then connect to make continuous binding. Now there is another method where you can pre-piece a sort of tube and cut it apart. That is a different method. I just wanted to show you how to easily get nice diagonally cut strips without having to move a ruler or try to cut along a long distance. So club members, you will receive that handout. I hope you found that helpful. After your pieces are cut diagonally, you can finish your binding in a traditional manner by just connecting your strips, folding it in half, and connecting. All right. So that is our beautiful pillow. We do carry the 16-inch pillow forms. This is a Hobbs pillow form, and it's just so soft and nice and is a great finish to your project. We carry them in 14, 16, 18, and 20-inch squares. We also have the 12 by 16 travel pillows. We also carry polyfill if you needed to create your own size. All right. So now what? Well, we have some really exciting things to show you. We've been getting in some fun Tula trinkets, and they just came in new. Have to share them with you. I have some samples to show you. We are going to be ordering some more, but we want to make sure that we get enough. And so if you see something here that you love, feel free to go ahead and order it. We have put these all on the website. We're going to be ordering them in. They should be in stock next week because they're in stock at the warehouse. And then if you'd wanted to instead, you can call us, you can email us, you can comment below, and I can invoice you however you would like to do business with us. I would love to be able to hook you up with these fun treats. So let's take a look and see what we have. First up, we have the Tula Pink unicorn head straight pins. This is 30 count of 2-inch stainless steel pins that come in this fun wheel. You can see here that the head, can you see that? This way? Okay, there's a fun little unicorn here, and it just adds some whimsy and joy to your pinning. So, and then you can keep them in this wheel here, or you can use a magnetic pin cushion. The straight pin set is $5.99. And why would anyone use a boring straight pin when you could use these? I don't know either. It just doesn't make any sense. So that is really fun. Next up, we have the Tula Pink Loves You Sew Tights. And the Sew Tight is not super new, but this shape is super new. And ever since Tula has been doing those really amazing programs on Tuesdays, these became much more popular. So we brought some in, and so it's TP, so Tula Pink and You. And this is a magnetic. You can use this for keeping your fabric on if you're going to be doing English paper piecing. You also can do it if you are going to be making a vinyl pouch and you don't pin vinyl. So instead of using Wonder Clips, you can secure your pieces with this strong magnet. It's nice and strong. You could wear it as a lapel pin. You also can organize your fabrics if you had wanted to pre-cut some pieces and keep things in place. Feel free to use this to hold your fabrics together. So this 5-pack of Sew Tights magnetic sewing pins is $21.23. We have had requests for the other shapes of the Sew Tights, so let us know what shapes you're looking for if you are looking for a size that we don't have. We love the bags, all the bags. So there are some super amazing bags that Tula Pink Hardware has. So this here is an 8.5 by 6 inch small project bag. Can you see this, or is this the light hitting it too hard? It's good. All right, so there's this glitter in here and this gel. And we were playing with this earlier this week when they arrived. And I mean, just look at this fun. It's like bloop, bloop, bloop. And you could just hours of entertainment. Look at that. Oh, it's so fun. I can just see myself concentrating on the glitter instead of working on my project. Oh, look at that. It's so fun. So there is one of these bags in each of these packages. And then the zipper pull is the TPHW. So that's Tula Pink Hardware. Super cool. A nice shiny gold zipper. And you can see that the vinyl is a beautiful homemade print, that sewing or that ruler grid. I also have seen 1 or 2 projects where this vinyl was repurposed. I mean, I don't know why you would take this apart, but if you had wanted to, you could use this and create your own unique project using the components of the bag. So this is $7.99 for the 8.5 by 6 inch small project bag. We have a large project bag, and this is 18 by 13. You have the homemade machine here. So that's the Bernina Special Edition Tula Pink machine there that was also featured in the fabric. And then you have the Busy Fingers print in the background. Busy Fingers on the back. This gorgeous metal zipper with the Tula Pink Hardware zipper pull as well. This 18 by 13 large project bag is $15.99. All right, so you like the glitter? We have another glitter option for you. This is the Quilter's Project Journal, and we have the glitter in here as well. I don't know if you can see it. Can you see it? Okay, and look, it has that gel, and you can touch it and go bloop, bloop, bloop. Tula probably doesn't make those sound effects. She's probably way cooler about it. But I'm sure she's mesmerized by the stars and the glitter. And so this is a really fun journal that you can record all of your progress with your club year. Beautiful dots. Your maker's journal is $15.99. And then we have some beautiful things to embellish your world. Back a few years ago, we carried a few Renaissance ribbons on the spool, and we must just not have had them merchandised very well because I know so many of you love, love, love these ribbons, and then all of a sudden one day they just were scooped up and gone. And then people started asking about ribbon again, and I saw that Renaissance Ribbon now has these packs that coordinate with different line releases. So we thought that we would bring in a few of these packs, see what you think, and then we can also order full spools again as interest is there. Okay, so we have 4 homemade. We have the noon pack, and there are 5 yards, so of 5 single yard cuts. So you have the tape measure, you have the getting snippy, you have the regular shears, you have the busy fingers, and you have the beautiful machine. Each of these ribbon packs are $25, and you can use them. I know Karen in the shop, she uses them for making gorgeous headbands. She made me a headband, which is super cute. You could also use them for embellishing your zipper here. Okay, so you could use, you'd have enough in this pack to use any one of these on your zipper here. And on the back here, you can also see that there's different ideas for using them to embellish other bags. So this is the noon colorway. Here is the night colorway where you have that hot pink pop, the beautiful purple. And if you watch a couple weeks ago, Tula had a color matching episode on her videos where she was sharing how she actually goes about making her colors for these ribbons, as she was showcasing some upcoming Curious and Curiouser ribbon, which will be super beautiful. So this is the morning, this is the night, and here's the noon. And then line work, which has all of the black and whites with the spot of color. And oh, look at this one here. It is so pretty. And that one. Okay, so once again, 5 beautiful single yard cuts for $25. Key fobs embellish small cosmetic bags. Use them for different accessories. They're woven ribbons. They are super beautiful. Let us know if, even if you aren't interested today, if you've been buying them from a different source in the past and are interested in us carrying them in the future, or if you have special orders, or if you know you definitely want that Curious and Curiouser ribbon, please let us know so that we can hook you up as we continue to expand our offerings for Tula Pink fabrics. We are expecting another shipment of Tula Pink's True Colors to be able to round out and give us a little bit of backup on our fabrics, but we are continuing to carry the solids, those True Colors, including the 10 stripes and poms, and we are going to continue to replenish line work for as long as they will let us. So now we have some really, really, really exciting news. Okay, so are you sitting down? Are you sitting down? Okay, so Yolanda let me know last week, or maybe it was earlier, maybe it was just a couple of days ago. So Julie Herman of Jaybird Quilts posted this super cute quilt to Instagram and Facebook. And she was offering trunk shows. And so do you know what? Yolanda said, hey, Julie, did you see this? I went ahead and I emailed Rachel, who takes care of scheduling all of Julie's trunk shows. And we have arranged for the wonderful upcoming trunk show. So we have a collage that we can share with you of the of the different quilts that are going to be featured with that. So in there is the full-size quilt, which is a redo of Set Sail, as well as the Rock Candy and Nova, and there is the Tula Pink banner and the candy dish as well, which is really cool. Now we're going to look at the full picture of the Set Sail. So this is done in Curious and Curiouser. We will have this in shop. We will be pre-selling kits. It is using the Curious and Curiouser and the fairy dust in pink, and then using beautiful true colors for the binding on it. So super, super exciting about that. Didn't know about that this kit was coming, so this is going to be a great, 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 did I say great? It's going to be a great kit. So super excited about that. Okay, so I will post to you as soon as it's in the shop, and you know what? Since it's not here today, you're going to bet that we are going to have another Tula video this month as soon as they come in. So I know you're super excited. We're going to have all those patterns, and we'll be able to tell you all about them as well as give you just more exciting news. So that's super exciting. Okay. Now we have some great show and tell from you. I want you to continue to send your show and tell. So let's take a peek and see what we have. So Sally had posted some of her Nebula blocks that she's been working on. Great job, Sally. Sarah posted a By Annie's bag that she had posted. All of these have been posted to our Patchworks Party Facebook group. So if you are not a member of our Patchwork Party's Facebook group, make sure to join in there. Next up, we have Bren had been starting on some monkey wrench English paper piecing hexes. So that is really fun. We are excited to see your progress in that project, Bren. Kelly has been working on a By Annie's bag in monkey wrench, and that is just gorgeous. Mary Jo shared some aprons that she's working on using her Tula. Bobby has gone ahead and is working on some of her Nebula. She has made all 4 months so far, so good job, Bobby. Thank you for sharing with us. Lisa has been working on her Nebula blocks. That's great to see. And Amanda has worked on and kept up with her blocks 1 through 3. You guys are just doing such a great job sharing all of your show and tell. I think you're the best club so far sharing your show and tell on the party. So Diane had been working on her project from last month, so that's that mug mat, as well as sharing her Nebula block. Leslie made a really fun bag with palms and stripes so that she can have a great shopping tote. Yolanda made this great summer sampler using Tula Pink, a variety of different collections, and this is just a small bit of that summer sampler, but it is just stunning. So thank you so much for sharing that, Yolanda. And Sharon sent over this beautiful Tula quilt, and it has different low volume backgrounds that she has opposing the colors in this block. So that is just so great. We want to continue with our show and tell prizes. We had a little show and tell contest this past month, and I had awarded the prize in our My favorite color is Moda Club. I think what we're going to do now is that we are going to have our contest and then pull for the drawing in that next month of club, because I think that's going to be more fun to be able to pull to award the club in the club, if that makes sense. So this month we have, are you ready for it? You're still sitting down? We have some out of print. We have a half yard of this spirit animal, Stone Cold Critters in Sunkissed. So pretty. And the thing about it is that you can use fabrics like this or other fabrics from your stash to substitute for certain colors if you had wanted to make your Nebula quilt your own. Okay? One of the things, if you follow Julie Herman, she has said that she used these colors and these fabrics because that is what was currently available, and she knows that everyone wants to make it just like Julie. So she wanted to make sure that those fabrics would be available to you. However, if you wanted to make the quilt your own and you wanted to substitute a fabric here or there, please feel free to do that. And some of these older prints that you have sitting in your stash, or you might be getting from a prize, could be a great addition and a great conversation piece to your quilt. So what you need to do to register to win this prize? Well, number one, guess what? I would like you to join Patchworks Party. Woot woot. So if you're already a member of Patchworks Party on our Facebook, then you're already included, okay? Number two, what you need to do, you need to post between April 1st and May 1st a new Tula Show and Tell item. So you can't show the same piece every single month, okay? We love to see your show and tell, but I want to make sure to see something new. Now, it doesn't have to be new, it just has to be new to the group, okay? So any Tula inspiration, we love, love, love to see what you have, and I'm super excited to be able to share that. Now, while we were cutting some other things, we do have some cutoffs, so we will have a secondary prize, and depending on how many we have, we actually will also have potentially more winners, okay? So the challenge to you is let's share lots of show and tell, because the more show and tell, the more prizes we will award. Woot woot, I'm so excited. Okay, maybe I'm too excited. I hope you had fun tonight. I think we had, what did we all talk about? We talked about Nebula. We talked about the beautiful pillow. If you wanted to make the pillow and you are from really far away and you're watching this for the very first time and you have no idea where Patchworks is, we're in Elm Grove, Wisconsin. This pattern is from the Free Spirit website. It is Floating Hearts Quilt. Check out that Free Spirit Projects Inspiration section of their website. They have lots of really amazing projects from a lot of different designers out there featuring some great things. So, and most of them are for beginners or confident beginners, or not too incredibly difficult to make, which is great. We shared with you some fun trinkets and ribbons that you can go ahead. If you had wanted to, you could order ahead on our website, or what we can do if you need to message us, Facebook, however you'd like, we'd be more than happy to hook you up. Lastly, we have our set sail trunk show, which I am so excited about, so excited that we'll be getting. It's going to be it's in transit, or going to be in transit, so we'll have it very, very shortly. As soon as the transit people get it to us, we will have it available in store, and then we will have another pop-up video to be able to share with you all of the details so that you can see it from home, and then we'll give you the opportunity to pre-order that set sail kit or any of the patterns that we'll be sharing with you. So thank you so much for joining us tonight. I hope you had fun. I'll go through and answer all the questions. We're still trying to figure out how to answer questions live while we're doing this, But I'm so happy that you were able to join us tonight. Have a great night. Happy quilting, and see you soon.